What's up, guys? My name is Aaron, and today we're going to be taking a look at a project. It is Dua Lipa's Don't Start Now. This is her hit single off of Future Nostalgia, and the project here that we've got is a bunch of the stems. The stems include everything from the vocals, bass, tracks, drums, FX, synths, guitars, which I didn't put in a group, but I classified them under a synth. You know, there were just a few tracks that I didn't feel the need to make another bus for them. But anyway, this is just for organization's sake. I am doing absolutely no processing to them. Each stem has been processed on its own already. So this is a multi-track. This is available on like remix packs. Can't even remember what the extension is. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can take a look. But you all know about what goes on in this project probably nearly as much as I do, and probably will know as much as I do once we finish this video. And if you want to take a look at the stems for yourselves, go ahead and dive right in the description. But if you want to take a look along with me, I will be adding some commentary as I go through this and probably learning a bit of what's going on in the song along with you guys. So let's take a look. Without any further ado, here we go.
Full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe, but look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on. It's scary, I'm not where you left me at all.
So you can hear that this is clearly not mixed. I mean, all the stems have been processed, but the song itself has not been mixed. I'm going to go through some of these sections or some of these parts, these groups, one by one. I'm going to go over the drums first. I wanted to go all the way up until the pre-chorus so we could go over what mostly happens in each part, with the exception of maybe the synths. But let's take a look. So the drums, very simple. It's a 4 on the floor with very disco feeling synths. Disco feeling snares, and with some fills that are happening. So let's take a listen. So we have a couple of kicks. These are the kicks right here. And then on top of that, we have some of the snares going on as well. So let's take a listen. The snares together sound like this. So only one of the snares has the fills. We have the hats going on right here. So that part is the pre-chorus. This here's the verse. Let's take a listen to some of the fills right here. So it's very short, very, very tight. And then here's the other fill right here. So when you put them together, they sound like this. Layered. See, I wouldn't have even guessed that little piece of old fills was right there. And then you have the breaths as well. Very shortly performed, very staccato. You have the claps. So those are layering also on the pre-chorus every 4, not 2 and 4. And I believe that is about it for the drums up until the pre-chorus. I think it gets a little bit more energetic towards the end. But that's what we got for the drums there. Let's take a look at what we got for the bass, because pretty much it's just the drums and the bass with a couple of sound effects for the first verse. So this is what it sounds like. So Ian Kirkpatrick was the guy that produced this, and I heard from a friend of mine that this was done on the Scarby bass from Contact, from the complete bundle, or by itself, however you can find it. So this is the one done with the Scarby bass right here. Then you have a sub bass going on, and then this gets layered with the Trillion bass. For anybody that might be interested in using the Scarby bass or any bass plugin from Contact, the way that you get the slide, by the way, is you hold tab. You hold tab and then you press whatever keys that you want to slide from that one note to the other. Just a little note for anybody that might want to produce something using that plugin. That was very cleanly done. You got to nail the performance how you want it to in programming it. Then going right here. Sorry, was I referring to this the whole time as a pre-chorus? This section? Sorry.
Good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So
I mean, I guess you could call that a pre-chorus. I don't know exactly how to identify what structure of the song is where. That sounds like a pre-chorus, and then this here would be like the chorus, and then you have a drop after. Anyway, so this is the other bass that occurs. The only other bass that we have is a bass slap. So right here. And I couldn't tell you exactly what they were using for that. But this is what the bass line sounds like when it's all put together for the drop of the song. So that's what that sounds like. Let's move on. Let's take a listen to... Do we have any synths going on? Let's take a listen. What do we have? As I had expected, there are no synths happening up until the when the drums drop. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, cool. The last thing that we have then, we do have effects. Very sparse.
out the way.
We have that little boom right here. Oh. I wouldn't have guessed that there was a little thing in the background. I can't find where it is based on what the audio forms sound like. FXDR, that's what they're called. Okay, so those are little sweeps that happen in the beginning. Cool. Yeah, very sparse, very few and far between. Right there. So that's that. And then vocals.
Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was.
So you can hear that the doubles that are occurring, it's very much like just a small layer. In the final mix, it's a very subtle layer, but here it's more pointed.
80, crazy.
And then you have these ones as well. Oh, this is the bus. Okay, so I think these above two combined.
80, crazy.
Yeah, okay. So I'd put those in. So I'm assuming that those are the above two combined, but I'm not entirely sure. The processing of this incredibly well compressed, very well tuned.
Did a full 180, crazy, thinking about the way I was. Did the heartbreak change me? Maybe.
Very breathy performance. Let's see what else we have.
But look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all.
Ah, okay, so here's a dub that's going on, not performed by Dua herself, but by someone named Emily. You're going to hear across a lot of these vocals that a lot of them are sidechained to the kick. Whoops. I want to listen to the intro. It's very old vintage.
If you don't wanna see me.
It's got this little delay that goes on, this reverb that gets a little bit more dreamy, a little bit more big, and then it gets dry, everything gets sucked out, and then you go into the first verse.
Did a full 180, crazy.
There's a reverb right here. There's a reverb. It's so subtle, it's so light. And it's also sidechained. So a lot of these vocals are being sidechained.
But look at where I ended up. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if
Oh, that's so smooth. Yeah, sidechained again. So this to give that little vocal effect.
so if you don't want
Oh, that's so nice.
so if you don't want
Oh, that's so nice, guys.
me at all. So if you don't wanna see me.
That's incredible. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a nice little detail. I never really. I should have. I mean, I know that it's there. I knew that it was there, but I wasn't paying attention to it when I was listening to the song. Anyway.
So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody.
So we get a little bit dreamy here. Let's go ahead and move forward. I'm going to go ahead and play the pre or the chorus or whatever this part is where the drums come out.
Wanna see. So if you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody. If you wanna believe that anything can stop me, don't show up.
Okay, so this is going to be the only part of the song where I just probably go over the synth by itself. The synths usually aren't very active in the parts where the drums are, except for the last the last chorus. And there are a few that happen also in the second verse. Obviously, the first verse didn't have any of them at all. But here, let's take a listen. So you can probably find that as well in Contact. The giant exists in this song. Whoops. What's this part? Cool. I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what that was. Oh, it says guitar. Okay, this is a guitar. Okay. It's just so heavily processed. It sounded like a synth for a moment. Cool. Okay. Let's see. There are other things that are going on for sure. It sounds like a little vocal sample. Yeah, that's neat. That might be the only thing these might be the only things that are happening for this part. Cool. I'm gonna just move right into the second verse. Let me take a look at where that might be.
Better on the
Ah.
time to survive you. I'm better
So it's right here.
guy now. Aren't you the guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye?
So there are a couple more effects that are happening. There we go. Just a couple of vocal chops. And they occur one more time. Oh. I guess it's a different kind of chop. Let me see. Was that a DR effect? Yeah, that's a DR effect. Okay, that's neat. Let's take a listen to the synths that are happening. Very dreamy plex right here. Up. That's not what I was looking for, but those are the guitars. I'm looking for something else that sounded more like you know what I gotta articulate myself a little bit better, but it sounds more like a synth. There we go, wherever that synth part is. I think this is the one. Yeah, just doubling the melody up on there. Then we have this. Also, once again, being sidechained. Okay, so it's only those three parts that are happening during the second verse for the synths.
Hurt me with the word goodbye, though it took some time to survive you.
Wow, we have some vocal whoops going on. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, so the hats are definitely more active on this part of the song. That as compared to this. Add some more thickness to it. Let's see. I'm looking for the whoops. That's gonna bug me. We also have what is called the glitch. It almost sounds like a really annoying click track. But luckily, we don't hear it when it's in the context of the mix. Oh, that's so crazy. Okay, those are the claps. That's pretty nice. Okay, cool. So it just gets a little bit busier in the second verse. What about this? What are we hearing? Is it the same old fill? It's going to bug me that I don't know where the whoop is coming from. We have hat symbols. Ah, where is it coming from? We got tambourines. Is it coming from here? No, it's not. And then this is already the second. This is already the end of the second verse. Is it?
I'm not where you.
No. Okay, so that's still part of the. That's still.
I'm all good.
That's gonna bug me for a while. I don't want to spend too much time trying to find it in this video, but okay, that's not there. Anyway, you guys can take a look. You guys are gonna have access to the stems anyway, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Maybe I'll find it at some point. But the bass is pretty much the same as it was in the previous verse, with a little bit of trill in there.
Time to survive you.
Okay, so we have a couple of other harmonies that I want to get to. So let's start from the second verse again. I mean, from the beginning of it.
Guy who tried to.
Okay, so the second verse enters with a lot more wetness than the first verse did. So that's part of it, but you can hear more reverb that occurs than just that, I believe.
Guy
What's this here?
Guy who,
No, it's not coming from there.
guy who tried to.
Is it?
Guy who tried to.
Okay, so Emily's in again.
Guy who tried to hurt me with the word.
I'm gonna just take a look and see if it's actually on the lead.
Guy who tried to.
Oh, here we have Guy Who. This is probably specifically what it's for. Sidechained with not double, but with half notes. So it ducks then and there.
Guy who tried to hurt me with the word goodbye, though it took some time to survive you. I'm better on the other side. I'm all good already, so moved on, it's scary. I'm not where you left me at all. So if you don't wanna see.
And then again it gets dreamy, and then we go into the drop. Oh, okay, this is one part that I had not gotten to. I need to be a little bit more organized. But the drop.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't stop.
Listen to how it expands from the second time around going into the chorus.
If you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't show up,
It just collapses.
don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away, you know how. Don't start caring about.
Yeah, I believe that there are only two tracks that are going on during this part of the song, during this chorus, or during the post. Okay, cool. So it's the post chorus. It's the post chorus. Before this part is the chorus.
If you don't
So the chorus is big, the post chorus collapses, and everything, all the verb is sucked out of it.
want me, don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now. Walk away.
So a lot of it is the same for the most part. There is a crowd effect that's happening, that is different here.
Don't start caring.
Super small, super subtle. But we have this party that's happening. That's what that sounds like.
Tell me now. Walk away. You know how. Don't start caring.
But you don't have that in the first time around.
Don't start caring about me now. Walk away. You know how.
Right, so I mean, I'm not entirely sure why it's showing a waveform here, but it does not exist in the first part. So there's that. Let me take a look and see if there's anything else.
Now. Walk away. You know how. Somebody leave that inside me. Don't show up. Don't come out. Don't start caring about me now. Walk away. You know how. Don't start caring about.
It sounds pretty much the same to me, except with the addition of the crowd. Obviously, the last chorus is going to have a lot more going on. It's the busiest part of the song, but let's go ahead and take a listen onward to the bridge.
Me now. Hey. Don't stop now.
So, strings are introduced. Strings are introduced in this part of the song.
About me now.
Yeah, so you have right here. And then you have the bridge synths. So it's like wow, wow. It sounds like something you could recreate in a synth like Diva.
About me now.
So, cool. Okay, yeah. So her vocal goes in with a little like DJ scratch. Okay, so there's some top end high strings that are very tucked into the mix. Was that it? It sounded like it to me. There's something going on there that sounded like a high end string. What is this? Okay, so those are just like the verb, like with added reverb. Okay, so that's the guitar, and let's hear it with the other guitars. So it sounds like it's very lightly sidechained. Again, as with a lot of other elements in this song, once you get to the end of these sets of guitars, you're going into the last chorus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's because this guitar runs into the final chorus. Runs into the final chorus.
If you don't wanna see me.
Yeah, so that guitar runs into the final chorus. That's a really nice touch, really nice flavor. Let's go and take a look at other elements of this bridge. This might be probably the most. This is going to be the most active bass line up until the final chorus. Yeah, so the bass guitar itself is not in this part of the song. All you have is the slap. Cool. So that's what's going on for the bass. Let's see if there's anything that's happening with the drums that we might not have had earlier. Pretty much standard. Okay, yeah. This is pretty much like a lot of the other parts of the song up to this point.
Don't stop.
Oh, well.
Now. Hey.
More breaths. Pretty much very similar to what we got in the other parts of the song.
Now. Hey.
What's this clap sound like? Okay, so it's just a riser with an extended tail. Okay, yeah, the party comes back in. Okay, nice. You got a little bass drop, a sub drop right there. Oh, I missed all of these. I didn't know that they occurred in other parts of the song.
I'm not where you left.
And then you have the whole don't come out, out, don't show up, don't start now. That's the whole bridge. Lots of delays, lots of tucking back in the mix. It's not very forward.
Caring about me now. Hey. Don't come out. Don't show up. Don't stop now.
Yeah, so this one in the main mix, you can clearly hear that it is sidechained.
Don't come out. Don't show up. Don't stop now. Don't come out. I'm not where you left me at all.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the vocals. Just more side chaining, more verb. Let's take a listen up until the end of the song.
If you don't wanna see me dancing with somebody, if you wanna believe that anything.
So a lot of the motion that's going to be coming from the last chorus into the last post is going to be coming from how thin to how wide the final synths expand. Yeah, that's super sick. You hear a little bit of the guitar. I didn't know that the guitar was still playing into the final, into the second half of the chorus going into the post. Okay, so it's like a tail, so it's super subtle, but that's what gives it the motion. It's like you're I don't know, something with wheels. It's a bunch of bad analogy, but something with wheels. It's just going and going, and you let it go, and then it just stops naturally. But I think you guys have an understanding of what I'm trying to get at here. It just naturally comes to a stop. That's a little part that I like, that gives it like some sort of like stop, the last part of the chorus. The strings right here give it that big lift, going into the final chorus.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now, walk away.
Yeah, the drums are pretty much the same with a couple of other added things. I think, to me, most notably, it is going to be the ride cymbal. If I can find where the ride is, right here. You have that going on with the constant eighth, with the syncopated 16th somewhere, like that's sprinkled in. The hats are now accompanied with the 16th note shaker deep in there. Oh, you have the cowbells. Well, you already hear that throughout the song. So it's interesting. The drums never really get too. I mean, they're wild, but they never get too wild. They slowly build, and the final chorus is not actually much different from, let's say, one of the other verses. It just gets more rhythmically active by adding a couple of 16ths and maybe one or two other elements. So the drums there are, we pretty much covered the drums of how everything goes on in the song from like a verse or something like that. And then it's just decorated going into the final chorus. Let's take a listen to, there are a couple of other effects that are going on. So you have the crash, and then you have layered claps. Okay, so the risers, that's cool. And then you have that little Foley thing that happens to show up. Yeah, some hype vocals right there. Yeah, so risers, hype vocals, and then finally, we're going to take a listen to the final vocals. The final vocals has a lot of additional layers that don't occur in previous parts of the song.
I'm not without me. Don't show up, don't show up, don't come out, don't come out, don't start caring about me now, walk away, walk.
So we have this high part that's happening right here.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring about me now.
Something that you could achieve with a little bit of altar boy and just snapping the tune of the vocals directly within the key, within the scale.
Don't show up, don't come out, don't come out, don't start caring about me now, walk away, you know how.
So there's that very similar processing as what you would hear with the other tracks. Let me see, is this the lead?
Don't show up, don't come out, don't start caring.
So the same lead. What else do we have? We have a couple of other decorations here. We have Emily coming in again with So. Let's see if there's anything else that we can take a listen to. I believe this is a Don't Start Caring About Me Now right here.
Don't start caring about me now.
Very hard tuned. You can hear the tuning there. The vocal verb is very much right here. Yeah, that's the group of everything in there. So there's this.
You know how. Don't start caring about me now. Don't come out. Ow. Don't show up. What? Walk away. Don't come out. Ow. Don't show up. What?
I would have never, I mean, maybe I did hear it, but I was never really paying attention to an extra layer from her.
Ow. What? Walk away.
Cool. So there's that.
Don't come out. Ow. Don't show up. What? Walk away. Oh.
I swear I thought that there were more vocal layers, but I guess that there aren't as many as I had initially thought as I was going to make this out to be. So this is my breakdown of Dua Lipa's Don't Start Now. It was more like just exploring the project, getting to know it, now that I got my hands on the stems, and just exploring it with all of you. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want to take a look, once again, the link to the stems are going to be in the description. You can drag it into your DAW and just play around, explore, process vocals however you want. And I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video. See ya.